Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Caitlin. For those of you that are not new here, welcome back. Happy to have you back here watching me again. So today we are going to do a first impressions with the Nomad, it's the Land of Fire and Ice palette, I think. Well, it's like their Iceland palette because they do different destinations for their palettes. Anyway, this is the Iceland palette. This is their brand new palette, just launched this week, maybe last week by the time I get this video up. So anyways, I just wanted to go through some product details, do a look for you guys, kind of give you my overall first impressions, and then time permitting I may post a video where I do more looks with the palette. So if that is something you are interested in, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, the palette came with this postcard, and the postcard says New Nomad and Iceland Fire and Ice palette. It says, winter is here, welcome to Iceland, the world of fire and ice. You must see to believe how breathtakingly beautiful it is. We hope you are inspired to create looks as exquisite as the landscape and as playful as the elves in this unique wonderland. So then it gives you a bit more details, says the story. With awe-inspiring views around every turn, Iceland is defined by its dramatic landscape of fiery volcanoes, geysers, hot springs, and lava fields, and icy glaciers, ice fields, and frozen beaches. The long winter nights are perfect for streams of twirling northern lights and provide cover of darkness for the mischievous Hodulfolk? Hodulfolk? Oh my god, I don't know how to say that. It's Hodulfolk, if I sound it out, I think. Elves and other hidden people. Just another part of the Icelandic culture that makes it such a fun and unique destination. The palette is, the main color story focuses on the frosty blues, silver, and gray tones seen as you travel through the incredible landscape. Bright fire shades divide the palette just as Iceland is divided by a path of volcanic activity. Finally, there are the dancing shimmers of the northern lights and vivid green and dazzling purples. In total, 8 glimmering shimmers and 7 majestic mattes inspired by the land of fire and ice. Yeah, okay, so, and then there's like a cute little gnome on there, and then that's the postcard. Anyway, so let's see on here, the palette is cruelty-free and vegan, and no eye safety warnings. No eye safety warnings that I can see. It says warm and cool tone shadows formulated with extra fine pigments for I can't talk today. Warm and cool toned eyeshadows formulated with extra fine pigments for stunning color payoff, infused with cloudberry seed oil to help moisturize and protect skin. Everything else is just kind of a repeat of what I just read on that card. Okay, so on the back of the palette, they have the shade names in, I think it's Icelandic, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's cool. Inside, I guess they're like the English versions of it, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I couldn't say a lot of it. And then it says land, eld, and is, and I'm guessing that's fire and ice in Icelandic. Okay, so this is the outer packaging. And then let me just show you the cutest little gnome on the back. And let's see, this has a 12-month open container shelf life type of deal. I don't know what that's technically called. Anyway, I like that the back is like kind of like a matte, and then yeah, I think it looks nice. And then this is the inside. Such pretty. First of all, the color story is amazing, but I also love this background and I like how it looks with the shades. I think they did a really good job. So anyway, now we're gonna go ahead and get into the eyeshadow look. So I primed my eyes with my NARS tinted smudge proof eyeshadow base, and then I just set that with some translucent setting powder, and now I'm gonna figure out what I want to do. I really like this kind of column right here, but I don't know, because I want to do something. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna go with that column. That's what I'm feeling. That's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a brush. Will probably be a good place to start. Okay, I'm gonna take this ColourPop E15 brush. It is stained, but I just cleaned it off. And I'm gonna take the shade Frig. The shade Rig is not as opaque, like see how vibrant it is in the pan? When you first put it on, it's not that opaque. I wouldn't call it sheer either. It's like a lighter pastel shade, so it's not super vibrant on the eye. But I was able to build it and layer it and get it where I want it to go. So overall, so far so good with that shade. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Odin, that dark one right there. I'm gonna take a skinnier, fluffy brush. Okay, so now I'm taking this BH Cosmetics number 3 brush, and we're just gonna build up the outer corner and deepen up the crease a little bit. This is a really nice shade. This is one of the first shades when I saw the palette. This was one of the first shades that caught my eye. I just thought this was a really cool matte shade. And I'm going back in with that fluffy ColourPop brush. No extra product, and we're just blending those two shades together. And I'm taking this up a bit higher. I didn't like how that shape with the darker shade looked. Odin, I think is what it's called. Don't even know if you guys could have seen me at all during that. I really like these two, the look of these two mattes together. I think they look really nice together. All right, I feel like those two shades layered really nicely over the top of each other. Didn't really have any issues or concerns or anything with the shade Odin. So I think that looks good. Okay. And now I really want to make it deep, and we're going to go in with Dark Castles. We're going to go take the shade Dark Castles to deepen up the outer V even more. I want to keep it pointed, so I'm going to use this Sosu X Kaylee SK04 brush. We're going to put this on the outer corner and onto the lower lash line just a tiny bit. Okay, and then we're going to go in with the shade Odin. I'm going to tap it over where we just put Dark Castles. Okay, so see how that makes it look like it's just like more of a dark murky teal, whereas this looks like it's like a dark gray or brown sitting on top. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, now I'm taking the shade the ColourPop E15 brush with no product on it again, and we're just going to blend everything we just did. And I'm going to put shimmer on my lid, so it's okay that that looks a little bit patchy right now. We're just focusing on the crease and like out here to make sure that that looks the way that I want it to, which I feel like it does. And once I put the shimmers on, I can add more of these mattes to blend it anyway, so it's progress. It's a process, and it'll all work out in the end. Or it usually does. Sometimes it doesn't, I guess. I think I'm going to do 3 shimmers because I really want to use Gallows Lava, but this shade Elves I just think would look really pretty, but I really wanted to do like a purple as well. Okay, I've got it figured out. I'm taking my Sigma Cut Crease brush, the E62, and that same NARS concealer. I'm just going to tap a little bit, and I'm not going to do a full cut crease. I really just kind of care about cutting the top part, so I'm just going to hopefully stay in frame. And I'm not cutting it to create like a different shape, although I guess it kind of does. I'm cutting it more so that I can put that purple shade down and not have it just sit on top of the blue. I want it to be like its own thing. Okay, so I think that's relatively even. So now what I'm going to do is spray. This is just a flat eyeshadow brush. It's from the Crystal Zodiac collection from BH, but my numbers rubbed off. So I'm just going to spray that with some Fix Plus. And we're going to go in with the shade Alfheim. It has a little gnome imprint in it, but you can't really see it because I have used it, so, or like swatched it, and so now it's going away. But anyway, we're gonna put this up towards the top of where we just cut that crease. So far I really like that shade. I feel like it's, when you swatch it, it seems more sheer. And then when I wet the brush and put it on initially, it seemed a little bit sheer, but once I've layered it, it's definitely, you can definitely get it to that opaque purple metallic. And I'm just keeping that on, like, I don't know how to explain it, like the top half. Like if I were to cut my eye in like a diagonal, it's like the top half. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does or not. You'll have to let me know down below. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. Like, do you see, like, first application, a little bit sheer, but I mean, you can still definitely see it. And then second layer, it's like pretty close. I think I need to spray a bit more Fix Plus. So this is my second Nomad Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I have their Orient Express palette, which I love. Although I was so obsessed with the unit carton, I kept that one. I'm not going to keep this one because it looks the same as the palette, and I don't typically like to keep unit cartons, but that one on the Orient Express I was obsessed with anyway. And so I was obsessed with the unit carton, the packaging, and then I thought the imprints were so cute, which they are also very cute in this as well. I love just like, there's like the lava, the northern lights, the gnomes, these, like, I'm guessing that's like rocks and lava, and then the snow, the ice, you know, things like that. Anyway, I really like their imprints, but it makes me like not want to use the shadows because I'm like, but I don't want the little imprint to go away, and the more you use it, the more it goes away. Anyway, it's first world problem. So now I'm going to flip to the other side of that same brush, that flat brush from BH Cosmetics, wetting it with Fix Plus again, and then I'm going to go in with the shade Elves. And I'm going to put that down here on basically that second half of my diagonal. And then I kind of want to bring it up so that it blends into this purple a little bit up at the top. The shade is so cool. I just feel like it really does like give just like such a Northern Lights appearance. And this isn't one of the ones that has that imprint in it, but I just can see where they got the inspiration from. Okay, and then I'm gonna flip back to the other side and go back in with Alfheim, that purpley shade, and just kind of blend these into one another. Like that. See how it's a little bit more blended? And then we're going to flip back over to Elves a little bit. So I'm going to take this other flat eyeshadow brush. This one's from Morphe. And then I'm going to go into the shade Gallows Lava. I'm going to put this just on the outside. Oh, that is such a cool shade. Oh my god. And I'm kind of taking that into the crease a little bit because it's a really cool shade and I want to use more of it. Yeah, I like that a lot. So now we're just gonna blend the crease a little bit. Overall though, I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to do my face, liner, lashes, and then I'll come back for when we do the lower lash line. Okay, so I put the cream gel liner from ColourPop in the shade Amethyst Hour in my waterline. Just wanted to tie in that purple up top a bit. I think I'm going to take that same Sosu X Kaylee SK04 brush in the shade Dark Castles. It's that pointed pencil brush. And I'm going to keep this tight. So that went a little bit deeper than I intended. I meant to just keep it up close, but I think we'll be able to figure it out. I'm going to take this as a crease brush from It Brushes for Ulta. I'm just going to take the shade Odin, and we're going to put that over where we just put Dark Castles. Like that. I don't know if it's because this got so dark or if it's because I don't actually like the purple with it now that it's dark underneath. But I'm not loving this. Okay, and then I'm going to take that same brush actually and just go in with the shade Frig. And just put that over where we just put everything else. So now I need to go in to the inner corner, and I think I am going to actually use the shade River Glacier. And I'm taking my ColourPop E10 brush. It's this like tiny little pencil brush. Also, my brows are a mess. I've been trying to do like more of a natural looking brow, but I don't think my brow hair is either. I have too many like bald spots, or they're just not shaped to be pulling that off, and they grow downward, so I think until I get them like laminated, they're not going to cooperate with that. Okay, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think of the look? Let me know down below. I actually really like this color combination. I do like how it turned out. This got a bit grungier than I meant for it to. I still think it looks pretty good. So my overall first impression thoughts on the palette, I didn't have any issues with the shades I used. So overall we used this whole row, that purple, that shade, and that shade. So I've used 7, so like almost half of the shades in the palette. I liked how the 3 mattes that I used, I liked how they layered and blended on top of each other and with each other. And then I felt like the shimmer shades, the ones that looked a bit more sheer on first application, built up nicely. So far I really like this palette. I'm excited to do more looks with it. I think it's a really unique color story, and yeah, I think that's it. So if you have not already, please remember to give this video a like, leave a comment down below letting me know if there's I don't even know, letting me just leave, is there a gnome emoji? I don't know, just leave a comment with something, anything, any emoji, and make sure to subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.